Hello and welcome to this week's production tip. Now, last week we were talking about dialogue and specifically how some writers can use very unnatural dialogue within naturalistic scenes to make us sit up and pay attention. This week we're going to be talking about showing instead of telling. You know how they say a picture's worth 1,000 words? Well, in film, every single frame, every single picture you put on screen can say multitudes about your characters and your storyline. In fact, it's one of the major advantages of film over mediums like radio or theatre, that you can actually show people very closely what you're trying to convey. Take this example from Charlie Chaplin's classic, the 1931 film City Lights. Just from these few simple images, we get a wealth of information about the characters involved, about the plotline, and some emotional background as well. We don't need dialogue and we don't need title cards to explain to us that A, the tramp is in love with a girl, and B, the girl is blind. And this is not something that's lost its appeal since the start of synchronized sound either. Have a look at this example from Seven. Any dialogue in this scene is actually pretty much redundant. I mean, in a moment, Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman will start shouting at each other and Kevin Spacey will do his really creepy monologue, but all the tension and all the information we need to figure out what's in the box has actually been built up through action, not through dialogue. It's been done by showing, not by telling. And this example from Seven actually brings us to another really good point about writing action in screenplays. If you can, pick up a copy of the Seven script and read through it. It's impossible to put down. I mean, just listen to the way the scene we've just watched is described in the screenplay. Somerset stumbles backwards away from the open box. He is horribly shaken, eyes filled with numb fear. He leans against the van for support, retches, sick, holds the back of his hand to his mouth. What this should tell you is that a screenplay is just as much a piece of creative writing as a poem or a novel or a speech. A screenplay isn't just a technical blueprint for a film, it actually is a creative art form in its own right. Let's put it this way, for example. If you're a serious writer, you want to sell your script, right? And that means that probably there's a producer reading it. And probably that producer's read 50 such screenplays that same day. Now, your job as a successful writer is to make your screenplay so interesting, so intriguing, that when the producer reaches the bottom of the page, they take two fingers out of whatever orifice they have it shoved into and turn the page. That's all you need to do. And however complicated and dynamic and developed your characters are, however twisty-turny your plot is, they won't do that unless you write with some creativity, some flair, and some panache. Let's look at the opening scene of Gravity, for example. Now let's look at how it's written down on the page. It's exciting, it's thrilling, and it's beautifully written. It's not "the earth hangs in the darkness of space" or something similarly dull. It's mythical and majestic, almost tangible, slowly spinning, floating in the endless void. You want to carry on reading, right? And if you're an investor with a bit of money to throw into this, you'd probably want to invest in this exciting movie. That's it for this week. You should get writing and get those action descriptions popping off the page. Remember to show, don't tell. If you like the video, please do like the video below and share it with your friends. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel and our newsletters. It's good for you and it's good for us. See you next week.